되네. 또 얘기. 저장 짓고 그랬더니 예순 것들 저랑 이제 인식적 숨기 원래 지금 방안들이야. 시비 표도 진이지 탑장. 리우가 되는 거 때문에 빠도 내가 영네. 알아도 왜 빠도 휴식을 제가 잘. 당동양 마페는 대들 그 주 상과 쪼쪼 쳐.
So over the page, even if you gained, even if you gained the vast wonders of cyclic existence, they would be illusory. Bear in mind the countless bodies you have wasted in the past, experiencing limitless and pointless suffering. Consider that it will continue this way unless you make an effort to put an end to it. Develop a sense of disenchantment.
So this keep the Dalai Lama Tsongkhapa things really very necessary for a practitioner to go through this sutras way of describing the sufferings of the hell or in the God realms and everything. I have skipped that to kind of save time, and then I know many of us are not interested. But not necessarily, it doesn't mean you have to go back if you are serious with that, okay? So that's why we skipped, but if you really want, then I recommend you go through that. So now the conclusion, here is what just Anila read that. We have many bad news. That's our worst news. So if you even you read that again, Anila, again, please.
Even if you gained the vast wonders of cyclic existence, they would be illusory. Bear in mind the countless bodies you have wasted in the past, experiencing limitless and pointless suffering. Consider that it will continue this way unless you make an effort to put an end to it. Develop a sense of disenchantment.
So that's something that if you really wanted to practice so seriously, then if you time to time need some kind of motivational, what do we call it? Motivational advice. Right? Yeah. Sometimes we say when we roll the Instagram reels, and then you say like some speeches of the great thinkers, the motivational speech that you listen. Oh my God, so good, so powerful. But then, if you really wanted to get inspired to have a quite renunciation and to bring make such a great conclusion and to move forward into Dharma, there is no greater motivational speech than this. And then the great master, Sambhu, is that? Sambhu says, Kod Odi, Jamabu, Odi, Jamabu, Jamabu, Chod Damba Tonabani, Chindi Lushi Lama, Tari in the kitchen, the church, Manon is on Bungu Sumbata. Sambhu Vishene, Kod Diri, Gimbu Mambuji Jego, Dim Yamla, Lema, Sumbata, Lona Mati, Sambhu.
So we have two quotes, one from Jingawa. Jingawa said, Honorable teachers, How many bodies have you taken from beginningless time? Now, since you have never practiced Mahayana teachings, you must apply yourselves assiduously. Sangpua said, In this cyclic existence, there are many turns of fortune for the better and for worse. Do not stake your hopes on them. Reflect until you give rise to this kind of thinking. After you've developed it, you must continually sustain it in meditation.
So now, if you really wanted to waste your time, energy, whatever you want to plan, everything, then you say, I have already spent this sort of stupid things already in my countless lifetime. So then you will feel like, now this is a repetition. Repetition is right.
Yes, repetition.
I don't want this kind of repetition anymore. So I wanted to do something serious in my life. And then this great master, who is so fond of practicing the great compassion, so now it says, now since you never practice Mahayana teachings, you must apply yourself
assiduously.
Assiduously is kore.
Shukyap kore.
Yeah.
Shukyap da mutane da nika.
So if you look at this, the assiduously or down there is that you must continuously sustain in meditation. All this saying like time to time when we are in the mood to practice, it just comes up like a bubble. Then you feel like that's great, then it will go away. So you need to bring this kind of motivation again and again until it becomes a part of you. Until then you will be, it's more like the piece of a paper that is under the rock. So very stable. Otherwise, you have this beautiful, 1,000 times it comes to in my practice. So I can share this with you. So it comes, and then tears drops, and you feel like this is amazing. This is really true, actually. And then, after a few moments, and you have all this coming up schedules, and then you feel like, and then it is funny, in the night you just go like, this morning I had a very strong motivation and I had this, and you feel like, yeah, it happened something like that, and you really lost the flavor. And the sad thing is we really don't want it to bring this flavor again. So this is very important. So it's something. So all these quotations from the sutra and everything is to bring the motivation once again. So that's why he's saying, get familiarized with this sutra's teaching, this kind of guidance. So yeah. Teacher, Tani Subadi, Lu Yang Yang Nebanis, Reje Dani, Rube Kombu Nis, Tumbu Nami, Niechi, Deju De Sonte, Simjin Reje, Lu Lang, Toby Ruba, Margaret, Klubulium, Osa.
So the fault of casting off bodies repeatedly, as Nagarjuna's friendly letter says, each of us has left a pile of bones that would dwarf Mount Meru. For each living being, if the bones discarded upon taking up new bodies did not disappear, they would tower over even Mount Meru.
So what is the takeaway from this? It's like this morning when I was going through this, the line, so it came to my mind saying like, one of the best examples would be something like if like, let's say example, iPhone. So it's the same stuff inside, and then the cover or the design change. Like an iPhone 17, 17 Plus, 17 Max, whatever. And then 18 looks quite inside same, but outside a little bit camera change, and then it comes up. We feel like, wow, this is the new, this is so great. We enjoy that so much. But the people who are really serious, they just go like, they're trying to sell the old stuff. Similarly, how much we change our body and all this, we are on this same old, influenced by the negative emotions of this. That's nothing to be like admire. So you say like, I have wasted all this kind of, if you now say if you bought this all phones in your life, you pile up like we say collections. So you say now I have used everything this, so what? So it gives you a strong motivation. Now it is not to change the cover of the phone, but something the essential of the inside. So now this is a time for us. Human has a capability to change this. So as we say, when we say all the other, we born in other realms, we have a different kind of forms which we feel so dissolve into that, but never wish to get out from that. So that's why Chöchebala 미콩베네 나로라 아니 하 타마이 이다 전부 녀와 샤오라 다 지행기 콩베네들이야 미셔도 세상가 미기류된 딜이야 쳐도 가려서 안도 탐시 삼마다 아니야 당연히 돌아가시고 당샤 당연히 지 지나가는 뒤만 소리 쉬고 지 sem나버려 조시 내야지 당연히 믿음도 내린다 근데 쉬우지 자청지다 결심이 지고야지 되는 거였어.
So for practicing the Dharma, it's explained that the realms or states of existence where we don't have the freedom or the time to practice are in the God realms, the hungry ghost realm, the animal realm, and the hell realm. Whereas the realm or the state of existence where we do have the freedom and time to practice the Dharma is as a human. So as a human, we're able to do all these reflections and recognize the shortcomings of cyclic existence and develop a sense of regret and disenchantment with the state of samsara that we're in. It's only in the human realm that we're able, as a human, that we're able to do that, and that's what makes being a human extremely precious or special. That's the special quality of being a human.
Voilà, 다 되는 다 시가 되거나. 다 양도. 양도 인정자가 일반이 많이 좀더 계속 쓰고 좀 지금 당장 사이 남이 유스 다디 딩지 과소샤다.
So next, the fault of repeated birth. The friendly letter says, if you looked for the limit of mothers by counting with earthen pellets the size of juniper berries, the earth would not suffice.
다리 배진지 시기하고 있겠죠. 다트님은 또 아바들이야. 그러나 디워드 뭐 양당 양도 토면도 주인이 바니. 니네만 동지자치.
The fault of repeatedly descending from high to low.
대다기 토선에 대치 슈조랑이죠. 니슈쟁하기 강원들과
long.
디다기 천에서 토산의 마사를 들고 주탐지 선이 시골을 쪼와깨고 치디 시비 핀조 탐지 이타 급이 되비시로 다들 넘치고 그래.
Go 나를 맞춰. 여기서 나를 맞춰.
니겨 니슈쟁할 때도
올라 디다기 라서 좀 투지지.
There's so much hot hells on this book.
So considering all the ways,
Yeah.
Considering all the ways that you can fall from high to low places, as is illustrated by these examples, you should be disenchanted with cyclic existence, because all of its wonders will collapse in the end.
This is such a great conclusion for a person who wants to battle their negative emotions. So then you will say how much in a kind of the higher realm, the lower realm I'm born, there's nothing for me, because my mission is to go into the battle, to fight with the negative emotions. In all these places, it's wonderful for temporarily, but I will never get the time to think how to bring down this negative emotion for once and all. Then you will never admire any kind of realms or the stages where you are born. So then you will say this powerful line, which is disenchanted with the cyclic existence.
Kola kyoa. Because of all its wonders
will collapse in the end. Very powerful. It sounds like you wanted to become such a wealthy person. Your ambition from a young age, I wanted to become so rich. Okay, you become so rich, and then your daughter tells you, buddy, now you don't have much time left. And then ultimately, how much you have earned, how much you have a great family, luxury life, and everything, you will just come to the point where you're saying like, having all this, at the end I have to let everything go. That kind of thing, as a practitioner, has to think beforehand, rest. I'm saying like, if you don't have a Dharma practice, if you don't have any kind of going into battle, then go for that. That's very good. But if you have some kind of a wish to come into the battle and you want to say, my main mission is that, then all this becomes kind of unnecessary things for you. And then the good thing is, at that time, that practitioner will never say, what is the purpose of my life? Because many in the West, when I go, they will ask a question, what is the purpose of my life? Then it is so difficult, a person like me, to say, the purpose of your life is to go into battle and to eliminate the suffering. Then it doesn't connect very strongly sometimes. Even it's true, but I cannot deliver this because people are not ready for that. So then we say, be kind, be generous, all this, warm-heartedness, all these soft things, nice way. But to be honest, all these things are great, but great until what? once this negative emotion really disturbs you, then loving kindness, warm-heartedness won't be there. So your mind becomes settled with going on that battle, and then you can be reserved for your own all the things that grow all the foundations, the qualities. So then, more you are stable, more you will feel like I can do it. So this is such a one of my teachers who always say this way of judging the tamati, sibi funzo tamji tar kuru re sayati. La panchi warate, chiti sibi funzo ki nga nye sibi funzo tamji shaguru, sibi funzo tamji ki nga shaguru islavete ya. 축침으로.
시비 분석 탐지 nga
얘기 시비 분석 탐지 샤는 프로그레스. 시비 분석도 nga 샤는 프로그레스.
그것은 거나.
If you have a strong attachment to this, I would say one day I need to leave this. So other way of thinking, this will leave me.
Okay, yeah.
Sometimes very powerful. Very powerful. Because sometimes when we think, I don't want to let that go. But it never says that this has to let me go. Then that never we apply this. So it will let me go, I have to let it go. This is the nature of the Siva Punzo. Because the purpose is impossible.
The wonders of cyclic existence.
Yeah, the wonder of cyclic existence. Yeah.
Sometimes we say the excellences
yeah.
of cyclic existence.
Just want the love of the way.
Karedi Diyankyaloga.
Oh, malo, did you? Then could coin and yellow. Siva Punzo, the Siva Punzo Shakwa, Siva Punzo, Mario Tangris.
So this saying that because all of the wonders of cyclic existence will collapse in the end, just as Rinpoche said, so yeah, not only I will have to leave all the excellences of cyclic existence, but also all the excellences of cyclic existence will leave me. Did you get that?
Yeah. Once you say goodbye to other people, you think that I'm saying goodbye to other people. You don't see that other people are really goodbying me. So you think like one day I have to say goodbye to them, they have to say goodbye to me. And this is the nature, and then it's very strong. So this is something we need to bring that into practice. So this is the teaching here. 시비부조 탐지기 탁 급여들이 지우고 있다. 양도를 세제. 다디 누가 롱디하고 또 누가 롱디스. 싹고 군지 탄지지. 탐본 넘기 타풍 뷰 체베 탄 태워이 순배 탄 치우니 시 수보다로 세디지.
So in the end, all of the wonders of cyclic existence will leave us or collapse in the end. So as the basis of discipline, Sutra states, the end of accumulated things is depletion. The end of things that are high is a fall. The end of meetings is separation. The end of life is death. This is a very good quote.
다 도움이 봐. 다 똑같죠. 다 되는 도움이 이번에 제대로 넘어 주지. 수능이 있어. 남숨 말면 나와라지. 되들로 같이.
Okay.
수능 나와지. 저거 수능 숨는 무슨 얘기를 되들로 시선부터 됐고. 다디 또 수능 고롱지에 수남스 또 지단 수남스 디 샤베다 근데 롱지에 내가 디 디부세 고가 하나 비 수남스에 되라 또 단다 디나로로 상담이나 디를 롱지에 아니 Tushita Teralongji Gita nobody Zod Sabe and that's some Sabam, the Nubanyama City, Koku Service, some Yaman City.
So here it comes up about merit. Where is the merit here? Oh yeah, you will come to grief. Is the explanation of the quote. You'll come to grief means know that you must die, as I have indicated before, and take the light of merit. The three types of merit refer to either physical, verbal, and mental virtue, or to the three foundations from which merit arise, generosity and so on. So here, merit is this force that enables us to be able to utilize things. It has the power to utilize things, and it brings its own result. And when our merit is exhausted, then we lose the power or the ability to utilize things. The merit itself gives us the ability to utilize things, and then when the merit is exhausted, we're no longer able to make use of these things, and it exhausts. So it's
forever says I'm ready to love the and Masha study Shagomins and Progressive was or the teaching area.
So first we read the quote from Engaging in the Bodhisattva's Deeds by Shantideva. This body comes forth whole, yet the bones and flesh that accompany it will break apart and disperse. As this is so, why mention others such as loved ones? You are born alone, you die alone. As others cannot share your sufferings, of what use is the hindrance of loved ones? And so, we know we have to separate from our close ones, our relatives and our loved ones. That goes without saying, but also, of course, with our own body that we hold so dear. At the end of the day, we have to separate from the body. So that at some point, everything comes together for our body, all the blood, the bones, the skin, and everything, all the parts of our body all come together, and our 5 sense consciousnesses and our mental consciousness, at some point everything comes together and for some time, but at the end it all has to disperse, right? All of the elements, the earth, water, fire, and wind element, space element, they all gradually dissolve into the other until they all have to disperse and dissolve and separate, so that in the end, we have to leave it behind. The body also just disperses.
So you have to be very careful this quotation saying what use is the hindrance, right?
Yeah,
hindrance of loved ones. So sometimes maybe say like, so I shouldn't trust anybody. They are hapless. You might come to jump to that kind of conclusion, but it doesn't mean that. It means like, at the time when we leave this world, only thing that can really save you is your way of thinking. Because one thing that you cannot, or you have to leave everything, even your body or everything. But the most important is how you make the decision, how you will look into the situation. Is something that you can hold to the time of even the death. 제자가 아주 치위체 강강의 용을 기부 중요 뒤나로라. 치위체 최마도 신 관계에 팬에 더봐.
So as it says earlier on in the stages of the path shared with beings of small capacity, at the time of death, nothing will help except for the Dharma, the teachings.
The Dharma is accept the reality. 그러나 치워디 아니 용해야지 가진 기회랑 신신의 도시. 그래서 딜라마 양생 보야면도 딜라마 교회에 보야면도 딜라마 시에 보야면도 무엇이제 디지털 탐나버시비 균지만 치마지 누구 요래 상캔지나 안 나버시비 균치마들 말로마라 아니 차당으로서 저 담지에 관간으로 지도 되는 거죠. 상고 땅도 차당만 가야라 최고도 라고요 말해. 아니 최고도 pen 도움도 써야 돼. 우리도.
So what does it mean that only the Dharma will help? The Dharma means accepting the reality. So it's the nature of the reality of that we have to die because we were born. And so there's no reason to be upset. There's no reason to regret. There's no reason to fear. To just accept that death is coming. And on top of that, if we accept that the consciousness is going to go on, that the continuum of consciousness will go on, then on into the next life, then we need to prevent attachment and afflictions from arising. And so it's nothing other than the Dharma that will help us to reduce our attachment, to prevent our attachment from arising at that time of death.
In recent time, like I think now 2 years ago, one of my very close friends, who is a student of my past life, in New York, in New Jersey, I was there when he was going through a very critical situation. He was admitted to hospital. He is diagnosed with the cancer, serious one. And then his daughter is a nurse, and his wife, and his daughter and son. So when I went to visit him in the hospital, he, before I say something, he shared his practice, which is easy for me. So he said, I always tell my relatives, you cannot act and say something that I cannot die. This is beyond our reality, control. So, in the whole this planet, if you tell, dear one, please don't die, then in how many people is they are taking birth, and then all the people stays like this, useless. He says, one have to come and go. This is reality. So please don't say this. And if you really wanted to cry, if you really wanted to keep the greatest memory of mine, then please don't forget to practice Dharma, that in the future when your time comes up like mine, that you could die very peacefully. And now I'm happy that Rinpoche is here. He's pointing to me, and then now give me some instruction at the time of the death, I can die peacefully, so I will only try to remember that, and also. And then he folded his hand and he listened. I didn't make any kind of complicated teachings there because it's a very critical situation there. So I gave a short kind of meditation to remember. After a few months there, his children did a video call me, so they found now this is the time has come. At the time when he really wanted to listen to me, so I was giving like some saying, whatever I told you, please remember that. So he folded his hand and he gave me this signal saying, whatever you told me, I remember that. And he said, Lakso. In a few seconds he passes away. That is something very incredible way of passing away. It leaves a huge kind of impact in the whole family. Normally, when I go to West and I tell the Tibetan young kids, you need to study Dharma, you need to do that, they are not going to buy that stuff. They are not interested. They are so into making money, becoming powerful, and influence, and social media, so connected. But through the power of the practice of their father, now the children is bit changed. They feel like they remember, especially the moment of their fathers was so powerful. It looks like their father became their guru. Very important. So now it becomes very easy for me to tell them this, because I really don't need to tell them. Maybe some of the kids may be now better doing the practice is better than me. I don't know. It looks like. So that's very powerful. So similarly here, see, the just simple Dharma is when we have to leave this world, we have to accept the reality, that's it. And sometimes to accept the reality is something that we cannot do unless we are prepared for it. So this is a way of teaching, and now it is very good, as our great master behind this, Lama Tsongkhapa mentioned, if you really don't want to that kind of suffering, and you wanted to really transform that kind of suffering into the path, first you have to accept it. Then you want to change it, then you need to look back to the cause of that. Then I don't want it to continue this again. And then it's the transformation starts. Not like I don't want to die and I want to practice. That doesn't help you not dying at the moment. And now here we go like, oh, I don't want to end up like this and again and again and again and again. Then you need to find out what is the cause of that. And then it comes back to the cause of the death is not other than birth. If you say happy birthday, then you need to accept the passing, the day of passing. You need to accept that. So if you wanted to be not enjoy the saying the goodbye, and then you have to apply some kind of a practice. What are some methods to end up this kind of cyclic influence of the negative emotions and all this? Then it becomes going back to the where now later part it will focus on now what is the cause of this all suffering. then automatically it comes up, So these are some kind of hate. It's more like you like peanut butter so much. Tushita has a very good peanut butter, right?
Famous.
And then you have some kind of allergy, and you wanted to eat that so badly, and then you eat it, then you suffer. At the time of suffering, you have to think, I hate this suffering. And now, how much Tushita's peanut butter is good, I cannot eat that. So then this is how it has to be applied, this kind of practice. Similarly here. So now maybe I take one question, and then the new section of the Kasore. Dongye-sung Samadhi. That is one. So it's a new section, so we can start after the break. You have a question? Yeah, go.
Thank you. Well, looking at the wheel of life, I'm trying to understand where to place, well, like in what realm to place plants. As I've encountered and interacted with plants that are, in my experience, with far more and greater intelligence than animals and humans. So I want to place them there. So I'm leaning towards the gods, but not really either. So I'm wondering, are they outside of the wheel of life? And if so, why is that? And what can I do if I would like to be reborn as a mushroom?
Then I will eat you. It's good that you have such a close feeling towards the environment, trees, plants. Great. The plants, all these things, why they are great? Because it gives a huge support to the animals, to the people. Even we ignorant people have does not know how to admire and gratitude towards that. But it continuously grows like how much you cut me, I will grow. So it's great. Even the Buddha Shakyamuni, Buddha himself, is such a great, I think we can say he is one of the number one, what do we call it?
Environmentalist?
Environmentalist.
Environmentalist?
Did you how say that?
The environment. Environmentalist.
Environmentalist.
Like protector or carer of the environment.
Yeah. So, activist.
Oh, activist. Okay.
Yeah. Because the day he's born is under the tree. Day he gives always teaching is under the tree. He meditated and got fully enlightened under the tree. That's a Buddha tree. We can cut down all the trees, not Buddha tree. So, like this Dharma. And the time of the Nirvana, where he went into the deep meditation, So he is one of the biggest activists. So it is great how you support it, but then the most important that you don't need to think like I wanted to become a plant. Okay? So you say like what kind of form you are coming into, it doesn't matter much better. But the most important is you need to come on this planet to become a huge benefit. So tree, how it benefits is quite limited there. The other animals are quite limited. The human has a huge influence. So that's why our main focus. If one human go crazy, the whole world shakes. You know what's happening right now. See? So that's the power of human, the brain, what we are talking about. So it is now have to focus how to come back to the world, how to stay in the world as a human. Because we are this form, this brain is the most powerful to bring that. So this is more something that we need to think. Even when we talk about getting out of the samsara and so on, but in the latter part, the third scope, it always pushes you to come back to the samsara in any kind of form, but special human form. So then this is something that powerful. The most powerful, the invention of the invention. Maybe what the Buddha had discovered is to tame your mind. Otherwise, all other education we can use that whatever you desire, or you can use that in a wrong purpose. But one thing, if you tame your mind once and all, so then here you found the peace. So that's the like even if you want to grow as a plant, okay, but if you really don't know where to grow, maybe you will become a poisonous plant in a wrong environment. You can bring lots of allergies to others. You don't want to become that kind of a plant. So you are going to the right places to bring influence. Maybe this kind of allergy thing that is good in the one kind of place where that can bring more benefits to others. This is how we are praying. So as a Bodhisattva's prayer, I think the Bodhisattva is only from the three scopes who prays like wherever there is benefit, I will go. Even say, I can come as a form, as a table, that people can use it, let that happen. Of course, the plan. So, it is a very important, why coming into form, what is your purpose? That becomes much more stronger. So all the other forms, we say the Buddha does not have its own control on its own. Because out of compassion, wherever he is necessary to appear, it will be there. Yeah?
Yeah, I still don't understand in what realm to put them. And when I look at the tree of life, I see the mushrooms are more closely related to the animal kingdom than the plant kingdom. So the intelligence and the benefit and the influence that it can have on liberating us as a whole, I feel like it has great potential in the mushrooms.
So you want to be a mushroom at the final, huh? So you can be a mushroom Buddha. Okay, I'm so limited on all this researches, and you are much better on that. But let me give you this funny story which just came in my mind. A few years ago, when His Holiness visited Ladakh, and then in the Ladakh, there is the bunch of the tourists where they go to the temple and then pay respects to the shrine room. And then one of my classmates, he speaks very good English, he's Tibetan. So he was going through with the other bunch of the tourists, and then there was the caretaker of the temple, and then he was explaining which kind of statue, this Buddha, that Buddha, and then the tourists with the folded hands, some Westerners asked like, who is that? And then say, Buddha Shakyamuni. Then the second one comes and then he says, Manjushri. Who is that? I say, oh, the Manjushri, wisdom, Buddha. So like, wow. And then compassion Buddha, wow. And then it comes to where they have the statue of this great master. So Tsongkhapa. So normally we call Tsongkhapa. So then some Westerners are asking, who's that? They say, Tsongkhapa. What kind of Buddha is that? Then he gave a thought. And then he said, Onin Buddha. Because the Tsongkhapa is where he is from, in Tibet region, where it grows very good onion. So that's why his name is called, there's onion in there. So he literally translated A to Z. So he said, this Buddha is onion Buddha. The tourists love it. So like this, you can be a mushroom Buddha.
Sweden has great mushrooms.
Yes. Yeah. Not the mushroom who gives like a
But coming back to the wheel of life, like where would you put like mushrooms and plants?
everywhere there's a benefit. All the sentient beings get their perfect mushroom. So yes. Yeah. So
like why are they left out of the wheel of life?
Comfortable comfortable
come to Yomaras.
Metsang, the Kawashakure, the Dechi looks in a bay and a dinner roller digging.
The co Sujay do come to Walikisa Marva.
Kongdi Semchenium Basangire.
Well, it was Semjeris was what
Chetson.
that I have no knowledge much on that. So where does the mushroom goes into in the realms? Where realms? So first we need to see that mushroom has a consciousness or not.
Yes.
So tree has a consciousness or not that. So what are the signs that they have a consciousness?
Well, they breathe, they live, they communicate, they
Communicates like
tons of signs that they are alive and conscious.
Yeah. So the communicate, how do you say communicate?
Well, you can look at the mushroom kingdom and the fungi network that is the mycelium network is connected all around the globe and it's sending information and supporting other plants with how they grow and where to put the water, and it's a huge intelligence.
So maybe let's put that at the temporarily in the human realm. Right?
So I can maybe mushroom.
Yeah, let's put that as for the moment. Yes, yeah. So then we need to do the deeper research on that. Yeah.
I was thinking that because it was like, has it been left out or it wasn't like relevant at the time when it was being done or something, you know, perhaps it needs to broaden, I don't know.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, it's debatable, so let's put in a middle way approach. So in the human realm right now, okay? Okay. Thank you.
Om Sati Dugi Joshi Mitadram Vira Brinji Nide Gambadi Zange Jindu Mite Mawari Dogu Nanda Shima Chabajo Jetsun Mame Kutse Ratenchin Nagra Jinle Choju Gebadam Lozan Temple Dome Sasungi Dove Minze Tatu Negyuji Idam Guru Rana Mandala Kamniya Jaya Mi